everybody that's in my company is far better than I am at those things. And my entire job as an entrepreneur is to fire myself from as many positions as I can and bring in people to run those systems and those processes.
Welcome to the 10-Minute Mogul Podcast. I'm Adam Zucker alongside my incredible wife.
I'm Randy Zucker, and we're here to revolutionize your real estate investing journey.
We built our success from the ground up through determination, courage, massive action. We created a portfolio of motels, multifamily properties, and renovated over 100 homes.
We understand the challenges other investors face and know firsthand how tough it can be to pivot in the real estate game and reach that next level. That's why we developed a powerful method to help you prioritize your time, maximize your life, and build legacy wealth.
Let's spend 10 minutes together to change your life. Welcome to the 10-Minute Mogul Podcast. I have an amazing guest today, Rashmi Bhat. She has an incredible story. Went from 0 properties just 4 to 5 months ago to over 100 properties. She's here to share with you this story. She took massive action. She's an incredible person. I love to get this interview started. So she's going to introduce herself. Go ahead. Why don't you tell us how you mastered it?
Thank you, Adam. I really appreciate it. I think the only part of my story that you got wrong was I actually had 6 units in 2023 at the beginning, and then I grew them to over 100. So as much as I wish it was over 6 months, it's been over a year. But it's been really fun. I'm really excited to be with you guys. But yeah, I got started in hospitality in 2014. I have a restaurant that I opened right out of college, and I just wanted to be different and do something different with my life. So I decided to take action, and I just kept that momentum going. In 2020 hit, my restaurant took a hit like did most hospitality businesses. So I ventured into real estate, and it's been an amazing ride ever since. It took me from 2020 to 2023. I built up 6 properties, which was, I thought, amazing. And then I joined my first mastermind in 23, and that helped me get over 100 doors. And that was a big part of why I grew my portfolio.
Incredible. Can you just describe like a typical day in your life? What does it look like? Just share with the guests.
Yeah, it's definitely changed. In the last 6 months, it did not used to be this way, but I've intentionally built my life in a way that suits me. So I usually get up around 6 or 7. I am big on mindset. So I literally have a notebook, like I have one right here, and I write out my goals daily, and I visualize my goals. So it's like the first thing I do once I get up, kind of did my showering, and I get right to it. And I spent about 30 minutes kind of really focused in on that. On like, what do I want? What do I want to achieve? Once that's done, I get onto all of my properties. I have incredible team members on my team, and I'm happy to talk about like how I find them, how I hire them. But I literally get onto my properties, and I spend maybe about 2 hours every day going through, making sure all of our current properties are doing well. We're meeting our revenue targets, any guest issues, that kind of stuff. All of that takes me till about 10 or 11, and then I almost have like my me time. So then I'll start looking into an article I can read. I try to listen to one podcast a day, or at least read a podcast, or like a transcript, just so I'm aware of like the new ways I can improve. And then I try to implement something I've learned in one of those into my business. I'm very big on taking action within 24 hours. So I'm like, can I do a different pricing strategy? Can I do that? Then I'll do lunch. Afternoons, I always reserve for something fun and creative. On my end, sometimes I'll do meetings in the afternoon and change up my morning schedule. And then I love to go on long walks in the evening to think up my clearing. And I let kind of my mind wander on my walks so I can have better ideas I can implement in my business.
Is there like a certain task that you can explain, like how you broke it down into smaller steps to make it more manageable?
Yeah, I always like to be a contrarian thinker. So how can I question the system? So something in property management I've always heard, especially in hotels, is, hey, you've got to have a front desk. Operate without a front desk. And I just had to challenge that. I was like, do we really need a front desk? And so we have a fully virtual front desk management company. And I don't believe we need a front desk if I can enter. I was literally in Canada 2 months ago, and my entire entering the country was done on a biometric scan system thing. I was like, if we're letting immigration go through this, we're like, why do we need front desk? hotels, right? Can we take this entire system virtual? And that's allowed us, I think, to pay our housekeepers a lot better, which is a position that's historically, they've had the least amount of money, even though they do the hardest work. So I think that's one huge task we've been able to take on, and just pushing the system.
Is there a certain strategy you use to maximize your time efficiency in your business? Like, is there anything you want to go over?
Yep. So I am a big believer in just trying and putting myself out there. So when I hired my first virtual assistant, I literally had a $200 a month budget. And I was like, what can I do with $200? So I literally put out a job post on onlinejobs.ph. And I was like, I have $200 a month. That's all I can afford. And that's what most people can afford, $200 a month. And I was like, what can I do? And I think that gave me the ability to scale up my portfolio really fast and just take actions. And if most people said, like, that's ridiculous, that's too low, I'm like, no worries, like, it's not for you. I'll just go find someone else. And I got a ton of people. And I told them, like, it's part-time, it's limited hours, but here's what I need done. And I hired virtual assistant for restaurants, which again is like a super labor-intensive on-the-spot business. And I just had them do everything I was doing on my computer. Like, they would do my Facebook posts, would make reels, they would redesign the menu, we had specials, they would design that. And I just started with a very small thing I knew I could stick to, and then I grew business.
Gotcha. Is there any actionable tips that you can give the listeners that can implement and kind of improve their productivity as well?
Yeah. So my biggest one is always hire people that are better than you. I think a lot of people try to replace themselves in a business, and will try to hire people, and they're worried that, like, if they hire somebody better, they'll steal their business. And I think that's just a limiting mindset. Everybody that's in my company is far better than I am at business. And my entire job as an entrepreneur is to fire myself from as many positions as I can and bring in people to run those systems and those processes. So all I do all day long is try to get amazing people to work for me. And I'm just very honest with them from the beginning. I'm like, this is my budget, and how many hours can you dedicate at this budget to work for me? And most people are like, okay, if I can do other things on the side, I'm very willing to come on. And then as my business grows, I bring them in full time.
So what's the best piece of advice you have for someone looking to become a mogul like yourself? And in 10 minutes, what do you think is a good strategy they can implement?
I think two things. I think most people have no idea what they want in life. So get crystal clear about what you want from life. Whether it's being a 10-minute mogul, whether it's wanting to spend more time with your family. People have these high concept ideas, but they've never envisioned what it is that they truly want. I focus on that, number one. Number two, I literally write that out every day. I'm like, this is what I need. So one of my tasks, for this month was I wanted 5 direct bookings for one of my properties. Like, I just wanted that. And that's all I wrote about. We launched a campaign 3 weeks ago, and we already got 6 bookings. So I had 5 was my goal that I was just writing out, and we got 6 direct bookings. So I'm very big on taking action because I work with people who are far better at what they do than I am. And I just get out of my own way.
Amazing. I love it. I mean, this has been incredible. Short and sweet, under 10 minutes, we just talked about amazing steps someone could take action immediately, follow what she said, get out of yourself's way. You're holding yourself back, right? So just kind of mindset's pretty much 90% of it, and action's probably the 10% of it, but they're both important, right? So, I mean, incredible. I mean, I really like your story, your journey. You're going great places, and I'm happy to be a part of it, and hopefully we can, work together, build a huge future together, and
absolutely, let's go. I love it. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Incredible.